Good morning, and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Hey, I love hanging out with you, and hey, I'm back. It has been an amazing week of vacation, but I'm so glad to be back here hanging out with you. I hope you had a fantastic week last week. I had a good time. I'll tell you more about that as the show goes on, but for now, I want to get us started off on a Monday. Have you ever noticed how Monday has a way of convincing us that everything depends on us? Schedule, responsibilities, decisions, people counting on us. Before we've even had our first cup of coffee, if that's your kind of thing, well, we're already carrying the weight of the whole week. But Jesus offers a very different invitation. On the night before the cross, as he prepared his disciples for everything that was ahead, he didn't tell them to try harder or work longer. He said this. It's found in John 15, verses 4 and 5. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. For a branch cannot produce fruit if it is severed from the vine, and you cannot be fruitful unless you remain in me. Yes, I am the vine, you are the branches. Those who remain in me, and I in them, will produce much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Did you hear that? Remain in me. A branch doesn't stay alive by working harder. It stays alive by staying connected to the vine. Maybe before you make another decision or tackle another item on that to-do list. That's the invitation that you need today. Stay close to Jesus. The fruit will follow. Remember that as you start this Monday strong. All right, more great music added your way. And yes, I've got updates about the vacation, all the ins and the outs, the ups and the downs. There weren't many downs, actually. We had a really good time. I'm glad to report that to you. And hey, I just want to start off this way as well. You know that I love hanging out with you, and I love hearing from you. It helps me to know that you're there. So you want to reach out? Just say hi. Good morning. Send me a GIF. I'll send you one back. Here's how to get in touch. Text me, 256-967-0885. I can't wait to hear from you. 256-967-0885. Or you can call me here at the studio, 256-505-0885. All right? All right. Let's hit it. Colton Dixon, Miracles, right here, right now on the Lifeline Morning Show. Hey, thanks for being here on the podcast. I really appreciate you, and I wanted to give you a heads up on a few things. First off, if you're new here, I just want to remind you that today's show is brought to you from a live radio show. That's why you're going to hear me pitch to music. Unfortunately, they won't let me play the music. It's legal stuff. So I still have a way for you to enjoy the music. Actually, two ways. Look in the description today, and you're going to find a Spotify music playlist and a separate song list where you can find the music that I'm talking about on the show today. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that. And hey, since we are live, if you ever want to hang out with me live, let me tell you how to do that too. You can go to our website, 885jfm.com, click the On Now button and press play. I'm on from 6 to 10 Central, Monday through Friday. So yeah, come on, hang out. And hey, those invitations to reach out, they're for you as well. So if you ever want to text me, call me, email me, please do that. I love hearing from you. All right. Also, look at the description. There are some more things in there that you can take advantage of and ways that you can contact me. All right. Sound good? Now, if you enjoy what you hear, please subscribe and share us with a friend. All right. Let's get back to the show.
Remember, we're human beings, not human doers. You don't always have to be doing too much. Remember to let yourself just be.
Stay right there. You ever told your kid that before? Yeah, you told them to stay there because it was in their best interest. Maybe they didn't see that somebody was behind them. That happened to us yesterday at Walmart. My daughter, we were going and doing our school shopping because the tax-free weekend stuff. And there we were, and she was kind of just walking out in the aisle. I'm like, hey, baby girl, come here. Come here. There's somebody who's behind you, you know? Or it could be, hey, stay right there. Don't move. It's because it's so important that they follow that direction. And what did Jesus tell his followers that night at the Last Supper? Stay, abide. I love this phrase. I love this idea. Remain in me. Because he knew what was coming. And he knew what would get them through. He was instructing them, remain in me, and I will remain in you. Maybe that's what you need today. We need to remember to just abide in him, remain in him, stay. Don't run. Stay connected. Stay in his presence. Want to give a big shout out to the Right Reverend Larry Walls, already reaching out to me on text this morning. Says, who is that strange man's voice on my radio? I know, man, it's been a week, right? But I am back today. I'm so glad to be back, too. And he said, welcome back, my friend. I missed you. Oh, man, I missed you, too. Thanks for reaching out. And hey, if you'd like to reach out just like he did, text me, 256-967-0885. I would love to hear from you. Looks like we just picked up another listener in Memphis, Tennessee. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great one thus far. Hey, stick around. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about. So let's get back to the music right now. Seth Schleter won't start now. I'm so glad that summer break is still here, but have you noticed something? Those kids. They've been sleeping in awful late lately, haven't they? My daughter Grace, yesterday, she slept until 1 o'clock. It's like, what? How could you sleep that long? Maybe she was catching up on sleep. I don't know what the deal was, but wow. Maybe you've noticed that too. I came across a little something, and I thought it was so relatable. Now, I don't have a teenager just yet. She's 11. She'll be 12 in December. She's about to go into 6th grade, but I can kind of identify here. It says the best part about having a teenager is you can leave the house in the morning and come back at lunchtime, and no one knows you even left the house. So what has yours been doing? Maybe staying up playing video games? Mm-hmm. You know, that was one of those things that was introduced when I was a kid. But back then, we're talking Nintendo, Super Nintendo, maybe a Sega Genesis. And now it's iPads. It's like you can play on your iPad in your bed. It's kind of hard to unplug, right? I don't know. What have they been up to? Maybe some Fortnite? Yeah? Maybe some Roblox, or I don't know. Maybe some Minecraft. Yeah. Whatever it is. I hope they're having fun. I hope they're enjoying their summer because, hey, it doesn't last that long. So, Mom, Dad, we can chuckle about it and love them through it. All right, more great music headed your way. How about some Sidewalk Prophets? I believe it now. Okay, so there was a little challenge given to me before I went on vacation from the Right Reverend Larry Walls. He's like, all right, I expect to see a picture of you riding a shark. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to report to you that I have uploaded the picture to the JFM family group. Yes, it does look like me riding a shark. Did I actually ride a shark? Well, the world may never know. I'm playing. No, I did not ride a shark. I did not saddle it up, but it does look like I did. Anyway, you want to see the picture for yourself? Check it out on the JFM family group. And if you're not a part of that group on Facebook yet, you need to be. Send me a text. I'll send you an invitation. Okay, here's the number to text. 256-967-0885. 256-967-0885. And I love this, too, because right after I posted it, yeah, he said, that's what I'm talking about. Yeehaw! Y'all are awesome. Thanks for being here. All right, we got some business and ministry impact partners, some weather, and some word of life to get to, and your traffic report. So don't go anywhere. You know, that's the difference maker right there. That's what we have that the world, they don't have. And that's something we need to be vocal about. We need to tell them about. So why don't you tell them by sharing this word of life? Use that as a conversation starter. We've got it for you in photo form on Facebook, Instagram, and X, and on YouTube. And it's in written form at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. We hope you will use that to share your faith today. A little theme song for you. See if you remember this. Yep, it's right there in the lyrics. It's Sister, Sister, aired on TV from April 1st, 94 to May 23rd, 99. Yes, that's been a minute ago, but I remember watching that show. How about you? Well, Tia and Tamera, they were the sisters, right? Well, Tamera is very outspoken now about her faith and about her faith walk, and she's sharing all about it on her socials. In fact, I found this right here over on TikTok, and I just thought you had to hear it. So take a listen to this.
Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I love that verse. That is Psalm 91, 1, 2. And I am learning currently to do exactly just that. The safest place is in the will of God. Whatever God's will is for my life, and to rest in Him. Just because you are a child of God doesn't mean that your life is going to be easy. I'm learning that everything happens for the good for those that love the Lord. And I am learning to rest in His will, rest in His word, that God's got you. He's got us. No matter what it may look like with your earthly eyes, know that if you dwell in the shelter, if you dwell in His will, in His word, walk in obedience, you can trust and rest and know that God's got you and that God fights our battles. One may ask, how do I do that? How do I rest? The key is you've got to trust. How do I trust? You learn to trust by doing what God tells us to do. The Word of God edifies. And what that means is when you read the Word of God, you start applying the Word of God to your life. And that is when you find out His Word never returns back void. And we have to understand that sometimes our plan, our will for our life may not be the will that God has for us. But what I have learned is that every single time I give it to God and that I do His will, it always turns out right. And just know God fights for you on your behalf. I hope that helped bless somebody today. And remember to believe in Psalm 91 that no matter what the outcome is, if you rest and you dwell in the shelter of the mighty, God's got you.
Hey, if you want to find that clip for yourself, let me tell you how to do it. I found it on TikTok. Here is her handle on TikTok. It's Tamera Mowry H. Now let me spell it out for you, okay? Tamera Mowry H. That's how you can find her on TikTok. I'm already following, so I'll be seeing her content coming across the socials. And who knows? Maybe we'll hear again from Tamera sometime very, very soon. I just had to share it with you. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now more great music headed your way. It's MK Green and Mirror Like the Moon. I love this song. Did you catch my interview with her? Oh, you need to go check it out on YouTube if you haven't yet. She is such a breath of fresh air. 16 years old. I want to give a big good morning to our friends listening in Karnes City, Texas. Thank you so much for hanging out this morning. I think it's the first time I've seen that pin pop up on my map. Thank you so much for being here. Also, we got Memphis, Tennessee hanging out with us. Also, we got some listeners right here in Gunnersville, Alabama on the stream, and across the pond in Fuchenstein, Germany. Guten Tag to you, or it's not even morning. It's already afternoon. Hey, it's time for us to get a drive time devotion. So let's do it.
This is Pastor Larry Walls with your drive time devotion. Friendship is something that we often take for granted. Then, if a friend moves away or dies, we're greatly reminded that friendship must be consistently nurtured. Friendship thrives on frequent encounters, meaningful exchanges, and the shared secrets between the two. Here's a little poem about friendship. I would rather have the sunshine of your pleasant smile today than to have on some tomorrow a belated grand bouquet. I would rather have the pleasure of your happy presence now than to wait until tomorrow for some stifled pledge or vow. I would rather walk with you a while today in some friendly mode than to wait until tomorrow comes to drive along the road. I'd rather be the present friend in every gentle way, so let's make the most of it while it's called today. I encourage you today, just take time to be a present friend who expresses friendship in a gentle way. Proverbs 27:10 says, "Your own friend and your father's friend, forsake them not. Better is a neighbor who is near in spirit than a brother who is far off in heart." The best antique that you ever have is an old friend. And always remember this, you just can't make old friends. Pray with me. Father, help us to understand that our friends are important and help us to be able to strive to treat them the way that we want to be treated so that we can keep them. For it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
There are going to be some threads throughout the week, but you're going to see that they all interweave through this one idea called abide or remain or stay. And that's a beautiful idea because, hey, staying matters. Not running off every time things get tough. Spiritually, staying connected to Jesus. That's what we're talking about today, right? I'm the vine, you're the branches, that kind of thing. But let's talk about a practical way that people stay in our lives. Grandparents, you stay. You are a rock. Your stability in the middle of an ever-changing life for your grandkids. Because there are struggles, there are milestones being hit, and you provide a place of safety. Especially when mom and dad are busy, and you can take those kids and pour into them and give them some wisdom and some knowledge to help make it through. And it's a beautiful thing. I remember spending time with my grandparents, especially my Mimi and my granny. See, my granny, I used to go over to her house most of the summer. Spent almost all summer over there as much as I could. There was something about Granny's house that was just amazing. And I hope that you understand just how important you are. The fact that you stay, that you are stable, that you're a safe place for those grandkids. Now, all these years later, after your kids and grandkids have grown, they'll look back on those times they spent with you and they'll find the value. They felt it then, but they'll see it from a different perspective after the fact. In fact, it might actually come back a little something like this.
Every time I said something growing up, didn't matter if I was 11 years old, it didn't matter if the thought was half-baked, it didn't even matter if we had some disagreement about politics. My grandmother, every time, would stop, look at me, at some point in the conversation say, "You speak so well for your age," or "I can't believe we're 50 years apart having this conversation," or "I love the way you think." She wanted to make sure that I knew my thinking mattered, that my voice was worth hearing. And what she probably didn't realize is that every time she praised the way that I thought, she made me want to think more. She made me want to talk more. Kids stop opening up when every conversation feels like a correction or a lecture. But a kid who feels respected as a thinker, he will bring you more of his inner world voluntarily than you could ever imagine.
So thank you, grandparents, for being stable, for staying, for abiding, for letting those kids learn from you. You're pouring into them, and it's a beautiful thing. So thank you. Keep up the good work. You're a big part of their summer, and that is a beautiful thing. Here's Zach Williams. Wait for me right here, right now, on the Lifeline Morning Show. Real hope, real faith, real life, and we get to do it together. Hey, since we're sharing the love with the grandparents today, I want to shout out Donna. Donna is amazing. She actually brought her grandkids here to the studio, and they got to learn how radio works. You want to hear a little bit of how that went down? Stick around. I got some audio from it. I recorded those little voices, and you're going to love them, so don't go anywhere. I hope you are having an amazing summer break with those kids, whether you're mom and dad, or maybe your aunt or uncle, or maybe grandma or grandpa, and you have those kids. You're spending some time, making some memories. I'm so glad that you are. And I want to tell you a little bit about Donna, because Donna reached out to me a little while ago. Actually, I guess it's been a couple months ago, and was saying, hey, I was wondering, is there a way I could bring my grandkids by the studio and you kind of teach them how radio works? Could they have a tour of the studio? I'm like, yes, I love when people do this. I've actually had school groups come from Marshall Christian before. We've had a bunch of people in the studio, kind of getting people excited about what happens, about how radio works. And that was definitely the case when they came and saw me, not last Friday, but the Friday before, just before I left for vacation. They came by, and it was Donna and Connor and Maggie, and we had a blast. We spent about 45 minutes talking about radio, and let me tell you something. Connor fell in love with this whole idea of having conversations with people on the radio. Yeah, I could tell. I could see it in his eyes. He lit up like a Christmas tree. It was amazing. So, of course, we had to have some fun. So I got him in here around the table, got him on a microphone, and we had a little fun on the mics. So here, take a listen to how that went down. It was so much fun. What do you want to say? Go ahead. It's yours. Talk into the microphone.
Hello?
Hello. How are you today?
Good. What are you doing?
I am sitting here looking at you, and you got a big smile on your face. Are you happy?
Yes.
Yes? Very good. Okay.
I can't really hear anything.
I know, not yet, but you will, because I'm recording this. In fact, I'm looking at your voice right now on the computer. Isn't that crazy? All right, your turn. What do you want to say?
Thank you for letting us come to the radio station today.
You're very welcome. How nice and polite and kind you are, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so this is what I want you both to do for me at the same time, all right? I want you to say, you're listening to the Lifeline Morning Show. Can you say that together?
2, 3. You're listening to the Lifeline Morning Show.
They did such a great job. Again, a big shout out to Donna and Connor and Maggie. Y'all rock. Thank you so much for coming to the studio and seeing me. I love seeing your smiling faces. In fact, we smiled so much we took a picture. We sure did. I had to have that. Had to capture that little memory. So thank you so much for being awesome. All right, we've got some more music headed your way. We just hit 8 o'clock, so 2 hours of the show left. Let's see, what are we going to get into? A lot. So don't go anywhere. Oh, let me give you a heads up. At 8:30, I'm going to be giving away a family 4-pack to Alabama Adventure Splash Adventure. So your chance to win. And it's not just about the tickets. It's about making memories with the family this summer. It's the reason why we're doing a family 4-pack. So that's coming up at 8:30. You don't want to miss it. And coming up shortly, we're going to hear from one lady who just decided to be generous. And wow, when you hear how it impacted her and the lady that she was generous to, you might just tear up a little bit. So have those tissues handy. You might just need them. Thanks for being here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I tried this when I was a kid. I wasn't too good at it. Building models, like cars or planes, things like that. They come in a big sheet of plastic. You got to cut them out and glue them together, and then you get to paint them. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of fun. I think I did get through one of those. But I don't know, the patience just wasn't there. But you know what? Those little skills that you pick up through arts and crafts in school and doing models and stuff like that, well, you end up using those skills later on in life, even if you're not great at it. I found myself doing just that. Before we left on vacation, my wife Cassie's like, hey, will you paint my toenails? I'm like, sure. So we have this little process. This isn't the first time I've done it, by the way. So she's sitting there in her chair. And I get a couple paper towels, put it underneath her feet. She rests her foot there. I get out the polish, whatever she wants. Sometimes I add the voice. I have to add, you like the nail with the gel. But anyway, so here I am. And I am kind of a perfectionist. So I'm trying my best not to get any of the polish on the, around the nail, just on the nail. And I want to get it nice and smooth and even, and it takes a while. It does. I'm laying there on the floor and I'm working on them, and I get one done. I feel a little bit of an accomplishment. Now, were there mess ups? Yes, there were. Did the paper towel have to come out and wipe away some polish from beside the nail? Yes, but I got it done. And not just the base coat. No, we got the top coat on too. A little clear coat to make sure that it lasted, because we were headed to the beach. So anyway, husbands, have you done that? If not, you need to give it a try. Or, you could just go the route, just send her to the nail salon. That's always fun too, because there they get the foot massage. I guess technically you could give her the foot massage too. But there's something about the callus when they bring out the little microplaner or the cheese grater thing. That I don't know if I'd go that far. I'm not a technician. I'm just a novice at this. But anyway, I got the job done. There's this one mom who, she found herself at the nail salon, and what happened is going to rock your world. Don't go anywhere. We'll get into it next, right after Tasha Layton. Meet me in the valley.
I just had the greatest reminder that you never know what somebody else is going through. I just treated myself to a nice little mani and pedi while my daughter is sleeping, and there's another mom that's across the nail salon from me, and she's baby wearing. I can tell that her baby is itty bitty, like a freshy little newborn. And I was just in awe of her in the first place, that you're even able to leave the house with your newborn and do something for yourself, because I remember how hard that is and how scared I was to do it. And the baby's sleeping for most of it, but then starts crying, and I just see like the frazzled look on her face as she's trying to just get the baby to settle down. And I remember that feeling of like, if your baby makes a peep, you feel like everyone is just judging you and judging if you're a good mom. And so I just empathized with her so much in that moment, and thankfully baby fell back asleep, and I just got this feeling, I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna treat her to her nails. Like, from one mom to another, you are killing it, doing a great job. I write her a nice little note, pay for her nails, don't think anything else of it. I'm getting my pedicure, my eyes are shut, and she comes up to me with tears in her eyes and is like, thank you so much. Like, I can't tell you how much this means to me. I'm like, girl, of course. I've been there. I know how hard it is to leave the house and do anything for yourself. Like, just keep taking care of yourself. She leaves. Beautiful interaction. Great. Her best friend comes up to me a couple minutes later with tears in her eyes and was like, she has been going through a really nasty divorce and is having a really hard time right now. She's visiting me, and it was hard enough for me to convince her to come get her nails done. And you have no idea what that kindness just did. And it like instantly brought tears to my eyes and just reminded me, like, you never know what people are going through. We're all carrying something, and a little bit of kindness, a little bit of generosity, like just taking a moment to recognize the humanity in another person can like change the outcome of their entire day. Like, I feel so much better. I know she felt so much better. Like, it was just a very human, sweet moment that just reminded me that like that little stuff is so important. And so hopefully this can just be a sign for any of you, like, just do something kind for somebody else today, because you never, ever know what impact that can actually make.
What an amazing story. That's Jordan Canova from TikTok. I'm so glad that she shared that. Oh, I hope you'll take her up on that. Being generous. You never know how you're going to impact somebody. Here's Ann Wilson with Hey Girl, right here, right now. Hey, guess what? It's a little delayed, but let's get this thing kicked off, shall we? Ooh, it's that time. It's time for us to help a family head to the water park this summer. Alabama Adventure Splash Adventure in Bessemer. Big thank you to them for making this possible. So, I love giving these things away. It's not about the tickets. It's about the memories. And, hey, I got a question for you about a summer memory this morning. That's how you can land these 4 passes to Alabama Adventure Splash Adventure. Keep in mind, you can only win one time this summer, trying to share the love with as many people as possible. Are you ready? Here is the question. What's one thing that instantly makes you think of summer? 256-505-0885 is a number to call. Yeah, what's one thing that instantly makes you think of summer? And there's my caller. I just captured him. Stay right there on the phone line with me while I start this song. It's a request for Richard Udi. He wants to hear Brandon Lake and Cody Johnson and win a cowboy praise. So here you go, sir. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain. So here we are. We're in July, the 20th of July. Summer is in full swing, and it's hard to believe these kids are going to be going back to school soon. But we want to help you make some memories before that happens. So I wonder about your memories. I wonder what's one thing that instantly makes you think of summer, Alice?
Well, I have my grandson in the car with me, and I was going to let him answer that question.
Perfect. All right.
He's shaking his head no. I Okay.
Put him on the spot.
Well, before you got on there, he said the pool.
The pool. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, so the pool. So what is it about the pool that we love so much?
The water, playing, going as a family.
Going as a family. Well, you know what? I think maybe we can add to those memories because you are my caller. Congratulations. Y'all just won a family 4-pack to Alabama Adventure Splash Adventure. What do you think about that?
Thank you so much. We're excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. That is awesome. All right, so you'll be able to get wet there. And they've got the amusement park rides, too, like the roller coaster and all the other stuff. So I think y'all will have an absolute blast. So thanks again for calling. And let me...
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me grab your info real quick. Hold on one second. I'm having to reopen everything since we had that big power outage. I'm still kind of recovering from it. What are y'all out and about doing today?
We're fixing to go into Bee's Knees Cafe where we're sitting in the car waiting for your announcement.
The Bee's Knees. Oh, Kevin and the whole crew over there. They're amazing people. And that place is really taking off.
I told them, well, these guys are too big to play in there, but I told them, y'all need to open this up for, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, they do have open gym from time. I think it's Mondays and Wednesdays on the other side where they have the trampolines and all that.
Really?
Yeah. Yep, they have particular hours. You should ask them about it because open gym's a lot of fun. They can learn how to do a bunch of tricks and they can go in there and have some fun on the trampolines and all that. All right, Alice.
Oh, are you talking about the peak performance?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, our daughter Grace has been taking tumble there for a long time. She started tumble there when she was like 18 months old. It's crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah. All right, Alice, I will get these sent your way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
God bless.
Y'all have a great day. Enjoy yourselves.
Hey, you too.
All right, bye.
Nah.
How cool is that? Yeah, a lot of fun to be had. Going to Alabama Adventure Splash Adventure, that's going to be a blast, making some summer memories. And then, come on, the Bee's Knees today. Yeah, that place is amazing. Donald Walker did the painting on the inside, the murals, and he hid some stuff in there. There are a few items you can try to find on the walls. He really did a great job. Donald is just amazing at what he does. But yeah, they do right next door at Peak Performance. That's Kevin and them own that as well. Their open gyms are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 11 a.m. until noon. So it's 1 hour, ages 8 and up only. And it's a lot of fun. They got trampolines in there. They've got instructors to kind of help the kids learn how to do some stuff. Yeah. So anyway, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 11 a.m. until noon. That's at Peak Performance up in Arab, right next door to the Bee's Knees. And on the other side of them is, the gym, the fitness factory. So they got all kinds of stuff going on there. All right, Alice, I hope y'all have a blast. Now, I've got to stop talking and I got to start playing some music. We are so behind because of a big power outage that happened a little while ago. Sorry for the inconvenience. Try to get everything straightened back up. We got This Day in History coming up soon, but I guess we need to go ahead and hit some business and ministry impact partners, your weather, and your word of life. Thanks for being here. Okay, streaming map. Oh my, you're listening to us all the way up there in, where is that? Niagara Falls? Whoa, that is awesome. Thank you so much for making us part of your day this morning. Also, we got our friends listening in Gaithersburg. Hey, I wonder, any relation to like Bill Gaither? I'm going to have to look into the history of that one. Thanks for listening. Also, Columbus, Georgia is here. We've got some listeners right now in Albertville on the stream. It looks like our friends in Foley are still here as well. You've been making a morning of it. Thank you so much. And, of course, our friends across the pond in Fuchenstein, Germany. Guten Tag to you. All right, let's see. I got some more music, and then we're going to come back here in the next few minutes with This Day in History. I really love this little segment. I do, because it's good to look back and see the good stuff that happened on this day in history. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to look back on this day next year and see your name attached to something. Who knows? We're going to try to make some good history, though. Here's We Are Messengers, and God be the glory. Well, good morning, and welcome to This Day in History, the good stuff. It's time for us to look back on yesteryear, celebrate some milestones and some achievements and the movers and shakers who brought us this far. So what happened on this day in history? Quite a lot, actually. It was on this day in 1773, Scottish settlers arrived for the first time in Nova Scotia, Canada. It was on this day in 1810, Colombia declared its independence from Spain, and I hear Spain did pretty good in the FIFA World Cup. In 1869, American author Mark Twain's book, The Innocents Abroad, is published, recounting his journey to Europe and the Holy Land. It became a bestseller. Mark Twain, some literary history today. And then, it was on this day, in 1940, the American magazine Billboard published its first music popularity chart. So there you go. And you know what? A lot of people have shown up on that chart. The first number one hit was I'll Never Smile Again by the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, on which Frank Sinatra sang vocals. From then on, Billboard published its list of top sellers once a week. And yes, they even have had a Christian version of it. So you got that genre on there. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. All right. Now, moving on. It was on this day in 1956, Tunisia's independence was recognized by France. It's one of those things, it's like, hey, we're not going anywhere. We're going to stick right here, and we want you to see us. We want you to acknowledge that we are independent. That's a pretty big deal. 1956. In 1960, the Soviet Union successfully recovered 2 dogs as part of its space program. They were the first living creatures to return from a space flight. And here, near Rocket City in Huntsville, we kind of hold space near and dear. In fact, we're going to get to a little more space history coming up, but first, let's get into this. In 1962, the world's first passenger hovercraft service opened. Operated by British United Airways, it provided a link across Dee Estuary between Rhyl, North Wales, and Wallasey in Cheshire. So there you have that. It was on this day in 1968 at Chicago's Soldier Field, the first Special Olympics began, and some 1,000 athletes, all of whom had intellectual disabilities, participated. And it has become such a huge deal. Oh, have you ever watched them compete? It is amazing being a part of that, being out on the field with them and seeing just the pure joy on their faces as they get to compete. It's so cool. All right, it was on this day in 1969, American astronaut Neil Armstrong, 240,000 miles from Earth, spoke these words to more than 1 billion people listening at home. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. A moment later, he stepped off the lunar landing module Eagle and became the first human to walk on the surface of the moon. The American effort to send astronauts to the moon had its origins in a famous appeal President Kennedy made to a special joint session of Congress on May 25th, 1961. You see, the Soviets bringing back the 2 dogs in 1960, and then the space race was on. 1969 is when this happened, with Neil Armstrong. A pretty big deal. You can still find clips of it, like on YouTube. You should check it out sometime. It was on this day in 1985, treasure hunters found the Spanish galleon, which sank 40 miles off the coast of Key West, Florida in 1622. They also discovered her cargo of, get this, $400 million in coins and silver ingots, the biggest underwater jackpot in history. Could you imagine? It's like finding a shipwreck like this and being instantly rich. I don't know what they did with all the coins. I imagine they put them in a museum somewhere. So likely nobody got rich, but the thought of it. All right, moving on. It was on this day in 2021, Wally Funk became, the oldest woman to go to space at the age of 82. Her trip aboard a private spaceship came decades after her attempts, denied by NASA, to become an astronaut during the 1960s. Pretty big deal. Just kind of stick with it. You just got to keep going. Yeah. It was on this day in 1919, Sir Edmund Hillary was born, the New Zealand explorer, who was one of the first men to climb Mount Everest, to reach the summit. What a milestone. And there you have it. That's this day in history. The good stuff. But maybe you've got some good stuff that's happened on this day in history yourself. Maybe it's your birthday or your anniversary or another big milestone. If so, congratulations. We celebrate you today. It's a big deal. And let me bring this music down and close the book and remind you of this simple truth. There are many facts and figures written throughout this book, excerpts of people's lives and how they impacted the world and the culture around them, how they indeed made history. And think of it, what if your good history were written in a book like this, so others could learn of your impact? Yeah. How would that make you feel, knowing that you were included in books like this? Humbled? You probably. Honored? Of course. A little warm and fuzzy? Maybe. And I hope that for you, that your good history is written down in a book like this. But can I tell you, even if it's not, I know where your good history is being written every single day. It's on the hearts and in the minds of every person you come in contact with. And in fact, it's not just good history, it's all the history. So that's where our challenge comes in today. Let's resolve to make good history today, so that when others think of us, they get a smile on their face, a little extra warmth in their heart. They feel better having just been around us, having just known us. How do we achieve something like that? It's a simple idea, but you see, it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of sticking around, a lot of abiding and remaining. Yeah, it does. Because even later today, I venture to say an opportunity may come your way in which you'll have a choice to make, whether to react in the heat of the moment when the pressure's on and instantly regret every word that comes out of your mouth, or you can choose to instead respond. With what? Well, respond with words mixed with mercy, grace, and peace. You see, when you choose words like that, you don't burn bridges, you build them. And that's how you make good history. Just one scenario. But knowing it's going to cost you something, I wonder if you can take my challenge this morning. Are you up for it? Yeah, you're cool that way. Thanks so much for hanging out with me right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, some more great music. How about let's hear from, maybe Toby Mac with A Little Church. Okay, so I've done a little research, and I'm glad to report to you that yes, indeed, Bill Gaither is related to the person that Gaitherstown is named after. Sure enough. You see, I noticed this pin on my map just a little while ago over in Maryland. Actually, it was Gaitherstown, Gaithersburg. I'm getting it mixed up with another one I'm about to tell you about. So, yes, Bill Gaither, huge in gospel music, is distantly related to Benjamin Gaither, the namesake of Gaithersburg, Maryland. Sure enough. Who'd have thunk it? All right, moving on. I can tell you, we've had some listeners in Salem County, New Jersey, in Woodstown this morning. Thank you so much for hanging out this morning. It's so cool to see that pin pop up on my map. Also, we got Omaha, Nebraska hanging out with us as well. Thank you for being here. Yep, just wanted to shout a few of you out. Now, there are others as well, like people in Foley, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia, and Albertville, Alabama, and over in Germany. So thank you all for being here. And for those of you on the FM dial, thank you so much. And for those of you listening, well, on the podcast, even after the show, thanks for being here. It means so much that you are here. All right, we are running behind. It's time for us to get those ministry and business impact partners, your weather, and your word of life, and wrap things up. We got like 7 minutes to the end of the show. So stick around. We're almost done. So as we wrap things up, I wonder if maybe we can sum some things up real quick. We can kind of talk through this, because you see, remaining in Christ and Him remaining in us prepares us for everything that is coming down the road. Everything that's coming down the road. He equips us. So I just want to remind you today, if things aren't going your way, don't think that you need to just make a quick change, you need to run. Don't do that. Come closer to Jesus. Get that conversation going even deeper. Spend a little more time in prayer, a little more time listening for His voice, even reading the Bible. And watch what happens. I think you'll find that things turn out just right. Just follow the path He's laid out for you. And I'll see you back here tomorrow from 6 to 10 for another Lifeline Morning Show. I can't wait. Remember, today's show will be in podcast form across 5 platforms at noon. Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube podcast. Just type in Lifeline Morning Show podcast to find it right there. If you would, subscribe and share it with a friend. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, now it's time for me to wrap things up. So let's get this ID in here and we'll get you some more great music. I'll see you back here on the Lifeline Morning Show tomorrow from 6 to 10. That wrapped things up on the FM dial, but I wanted to say one last time to you listening on the podcast, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for reaching the end of today's episode. If you would, share it with somebody, subscribe. Make sure to go look in the description, because you're going to have all kinds of stuff there waiting on you, from music to, well, a question I could really use your answer to. And some other things, like, did you know that there is a family edition of the show? There sure is. It's an expanded version. The only way you can find it is with that link. There should be a link to the episode and then a link to the whole playlist. So you can check out all the family editions of previous shows. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. And yeah, thanks again. I'll see you next time. God bless you.